Different.
But Bob, seriously, all of us were anxious about if you did have a hit list, who would be on it? Whether, given the...
Malcolm, you would not be on it because
No.
you're my favourite Liberal leader.
Yeah, but what... I would think, having regard to the turmoil in the Labor Party, one could be concerned about some other domestic targets.
OK.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Mr Carr, sporting history shows us that many champions choose not to retire at the right time, instead playing one more game, innings or series, often to the detriment of their own team. Is this sporting analogy relevant to Julia Gillard and the Australian Labor Party today?
You lose me with sporting analogies.
Shall we could actually make it Shakespearean and refer to the brilliant season. There aren't many Shakespearean plays that didn't end up with someone lying dead on the floor, particularly if it involved politics.
All the comedies and romances are free of that.
The core of that
OK,
question...
we've got another question.
The core of that question really is whether Gillard will survive.
Well, if the question's got to be translated for me, I think there are some difficulties with it. Let's take another one.
Well, I'd like to hear the other panellists on the question we just said. Malcolm Turnbull.
Well, I agree with John Howard that politics is determined by the iron laws of arithmetic. But the iron laws of arithmetic do seem to have been suspended by the Labor Party. They sacked Kevin Rudd when they were ahead in the polls. And now that it's screamingly obvious that Rudd, they will do better with Rudd, they seem to be determined to keep him out. It's quite interesting from a sort of pathological point of view. The hatred for Rudd among some quarters in the Labor Party is greater than the natural human instinct for survival. And that's very rare. I mean, it's a sort of... it's very rarely seen. You'd need an anthropologist, I think, to find a precedent for it. But it's worthy of study. I think it's one of those cases where this has moved, the modern Labor Party has moved from politics into sort of, paranoid, pathological anthropology, that sort of study. It's an intriguing stage.
The psychopathology of the shadow cabinet, Malcolm, would bear a lot of analysis too.